Whew. Welcome, guys. So much cursing during that time lapse. So this is going to be part 7 of the garage shop build. And as you can see, I got myself a canopy. So I don't have to deal with the rain. I don't have to deal with the sun. I can still keep working. I would not suggest setting one of these up by yourself. Man, I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, this is part 7 of the garage and shop build. Thank you for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe. All right, so I had a little time after work today. Started carrying some of the bricks over here, and basically all I did was lay out one layer of bricks, one course of bricks all the way around. So you can see it doesn't line up exactly everywhere, so I'm gonna have to cut a brick, place it in there. 40-inch opening for the door, probably be a 36-inch door, but I just want to make sure that there's space. So that may change a little bit. I may take it down to 38. Maybe that way I can fit a full 8-inch block in there. And then this is a 8-foot 3-inch opening for the door, the garage door. I did the 3-inch so that I could do, basically a 2x6 plate that's going to be there. And that'll be my 3 inches, and then I'll have a 8-foot opening. But yeah, kind of gives a little bit better idea what it's going to look like for the bricks anyway. So now I just have to do the process of moving all those bricks from under the carport over to here and start staging them. Now that I have these laid out, I can start to mark where I'm going to drill holes for the rebar. So there's going to be vertical rebar. Anywhere where there's an end piece, I'm actually going to put one in both sides. Same with the corners, I'm going to put one in both sides of each of those bricks. And then over here, there will be 1, 2, 3 rebar, vertical rebar, same with this one. And then other than that, it's going to be basically every other one on this tall section. And then I'll probably end up putting a short piece of rebar in this part over here, because this is only going to be one course of bricks on this side. And that's basically just to give me more of a waterproof seal, I guess, for the floor. Oh, look. Jerry's eating some kale. Is that good stuff, Jerry? So yeah, I got a lot of bricks to move. It took me close to an hour to move all these bricks over here and place them. So yeah, I probably won't really be filming that, but I'll start getting them moved over. Okay, good morning. So my wife and I spent a couple hours moving bricks. We got 2 full pallets moved over here now. Got this stack here too. Dog's enjoying some morning sun. Chickens over there foraging. So yeah, like I said, it took us probably a good hour and a half, 2 hours to move all these over. We took a couple little 5-minute breaks here and there, but yeah, that was a lot of bricks to move. So what I'm going to focus on now, which will probably be the rest of this video, is I want to get this wall finished. So this little corner section here, this is the opening for the man door, and then this section here. I went to Home Depot, and they actually have these little corner bricks that I found. So that basically filled in some of the space there. If you remember, when this brick was there, there was that much space. So what will end up happening, oh, skull, man, almost tripped me. So what will end up happening is I'm going to start with that corner brick, and then I'm going to bring these over. So that'll end up making my opening over here just an inch or 2 wider, and then that will just get taken up with you know, some blocking or framing for the door. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move these bricks off, or move them over. I'm going to snap a chalk line basically at 3 inches, which will be the middle, and then at 6 inches. And then that will give me a idea of where I can drill my holes. And then I'll go through and I'll basically just measure out where I'm going to drill my anchor holes for the rebar. So these pieces will end up just being short because this is going to be one course of bricks. So I'll probably drill in about 6 inches, and then I'll have probably 4 to 5 inches of the rebar sticking out. And that'll go, you know, this will be once the bricks are mortared in, and then these spots will be filled with concrete. So that'll go around the rebar. And then I also got some of these. So these anchors, when I do pour the concrete inside, they will actually get dropped down in here as well. And then I'll make some little spacers for this, basically 2 2x4s, because I'll have the sill plate, which will be the pressure treated wood, and then my framing 2x6 will be on top of that. So basically about the space of a 4x4. What are you so interested in? I'm not trying to pet you. So that will have that. I'll basically run it, you know, down almost to the top, or maybe a little bit below the top, and then that will get set in there when the concrete's done. Then I remove the screw and washer, I can pull the spacer out, and then when I get ready to do the actual sill plate and then the framing, I'll have the anchor points for that. So I basically have 6 of them, I think. You should put them about every 6 feet at least. So I'll end up having 2 in that corner. I'll have 1 just on the other side of the door here, 1 about, you know, 5 feet, 5 feet, and then that corner. So that's going to be what I'm going to be working on. Okay, so when the bricks were in place, I reached down inside with the paint marker and I put lines where basically where the centers are, or where I want to put my rebar, and I went ahead and I marked those. So it's basically like every other brick, every other hole, there's a line. And then I went down here and I put in lines for the 3 inch and 6 inch. That's from the edge, and then 3 inch, 6 inch. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my chalk line and I'm going to snap a line on the 3 inch and then also on the 6 inch all the way across. All right, so my chalk lines are all laid out. And basically that's going to give me my X where I'm going to drill on each one of those spots. And this is a 1/2 inch bit. I have, actually I think this is a 5/8 bit. I went slightly bigger because I'm using 1/2 inch rebar. And what I did is I put a piece of tape 5 inches up. So since I already had my little jig set up for cutting the little piece of wood there for cutting the rebar at 10 inches, that way it will go down into the slab 5 inches and then up into the brick 5 inches. So I figured that would be good. So let's get started. All right, I have all my holes drilled now. I have my rebar pieces cut. So these are all about 10 inches and they'll go in there like that. Now to anchor these, I got this here, which is the Simpson Strong Tie Epoxy. So this is high strength anchoring adhesive. So it's a two-part adhesive. You have to have a special gun for it that looks like that. It's very expensive. This tube was about $50. This gun was about $100. So I'm going to gently use it and hopefully return that. So what I'm going to do now is set this up. There's basically a little tube mixer system here. You squirt a little bit into each of the holes and then you just put the rebar into it and then it sets up. And that's it. And then I will be restacking the bricks and mixing up some mortar here shortly and getting ready to do this. Okay, here we go. So you see how this mixing tube works? So by the time it gets out, it should be thoroughly mixed. I'll put a little bit on the ground. All right. Not sure how much to put in here, so I'm just gonna kind of test it. All right, that's not quite enough. And it's leaking all over the place, so that's awesome. And that's too much. Cool. So it looks like about 3 pumps on the handle is enough.
This one's still a little light.
And then you just want to spin these so that if there's any air bubbles in there or anything, they get worked out, and it has full contact all the way around on the concrete and the rebar. All right, now I'll do the rest. All right, so all the anchors are in now with the adhesive. The cure time for this is 24 hours, roughly. So I definitely won't be putting concrete into the bricks, but I should be able to start doing the mortar and laying the bricks. So that'll be the next thing. But I'll probably give this at least a good hour or two just to kind of set up a little bit, because I don't want it to still be, squishy in case I do, drop a brick on it or drop mortar on it or whatever. Okay, so before I go any further in this, let me just say that I've never laid bricks before. I've never done mortar work or mason work like this before. So if there's anybody watching and you want to leave a comment telling me what I messed up or whatever, that's fine. Just don't be too harsh. So the next thing that I'm going to be doing is mixing up some of the mortar and then starting to lay out the bricks. In order for me to do that, I'm going to set up a string line, and that'll give me my level across the whole slab, and that's what I'm going to align the bricks to. Like I said, I have not done this before, but I have watched a lot of videos on YouTube. That's how you learn how to do everything. So we'll see how it turns out, and that's why I'm starting on this single course wall first, so that I can kind of figure it out and make sure that I'm doing it sufficiently. But yeah, we'll see how it turns out. All right, I have my string line set up. Well, you can barely see it. There you go. So see the string line set up, and it is at 8.5 inches above the slab. So that'll give me basically a 1/2 inch for the mortar, the 8 inches for the brick. And this is just a reference line to keep it, you know, level going all the way across. I of course will be putting a level on the brick both directions as I'm putting them, you know, as I'm placing them. But basically this is the most critical course. You want it to be, you know, everything needs to be perfectly level, square, straight, all that, because this is what you're building up off of, so it needs to be just right. Even though this one is only going to be a single course, this will give me good practice for when I get, you know, to the rest of it. And I also stacked up some bricks over here, so this is basically what the height will be of this wall going all the way around. So 6 bricks. Right now it's a couple inches under 48, you know, 4 foot, because of course once you add the mortar you got 3/8 to a 1/2 inch in between each one of these courses. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some mortar mixed up, and then I guess start doing this. Alright guys, just to show you, this is what I'm using. This is the Quickcrete mortar mix. It's a 60-pound bag. It's about, I think it was about $11 for that. So I got my first bag mixed up. I mixed it in the bucket, then dumped it in here. So all the videos that I've watched, they say that the mortar mix is really important. And they said the way to tell that it's good is if you take a scoop and you pat it. If it sticks, you know, like it's not falling off, then that's a good mix. So that's basically what you want, like that. Oh, well, that one fell off, but it was a lot. So yeah, that's basically what you're looking for, that consistency. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start with this corner. The way that you do this is you basically put a line on each edge of the brick, and then there will be a line here, and then on the next brick you would put on the ends where the bricks go together, and basically all the corners where the bricks touch another brick or the slab, you basically want a line of mortar. So it's going to go all the way around both sides, 6 inches. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start trying this. Okay, so it's pretty apparent that I have no idea what I'm doing. This is way harder than it looks on YouTube videos. So, I mean, this looks okay. I managed to clean it up a bit. It's fairly level. But yeah, I really got some learning curve, I guess. So I was able to do these 3 bricks for the corner, and then I moved over to this corner and I started working my way this way. I have a feeling I'm using way too much mortar, because if you look inside, there's quite a bit on the inside, and that's just all wasted. So I'm going to maybe talk to my neighbor. I'm not sure if he's done brickwork before. I know he's done concrete work before. If not, then I may end up looking for someone that could help me with this, that's more experienced, because I mean, I did what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bricks with a 60-pound bag. So you multiply that times 300 bricks, you know how much mortar I'm going to need? So yeah, I need to figure this out better. In the meantime, I think I will continue and finish this wall. Okay, well, I have all of this done. And I will say that I improved as I went along. So basically, it's up to the point where the single course of bricks will be. From this point on, it's going to go up to the 4-foot wall to go around. And this is the same location as on the other side. So it'll be even all the way around that way. Yeah, so this actually turned out not so bad. I'm still going to see if I can find someone to give me a hand before I start doing this, because that's going to be a lot more involved doing a 4-foot wall as opposed to an 8-inch wall. So this is going to set up overnight, and then tomorrow I will be mixing up some concrete and filling all these holes, and then smoothing it out and getting it ready for the pressure treated sill plate. But yeah, not so bad at all. All right, well, it is the next day. All of the mortar's all dried up really nice. Everything looks good. So I have the concrete mixer going. We're getting ready to mix up some concrete. We're going to start filling the holes. Also have my son here helping me. My boys came down for the summer. So he's making up some blocks to hold the anchor bolts. Let me flip this around. So basically what we're making is these anchor bolts that are going to go inside the bricks or the blocks. They'll basically sit on like that. So this is just representing the sill plate, which is going to be a pressure treated 2x6, and then the bottom of the framing 2x6, and then that's where it's going to get anchored down. So these will get put in here. As we put the concrete in, we'll space them out, and then once the concrete dries, we'll pull the nut off, pull these spacer blocks off, and then we can put the pressure treated piece on, and then eventually the frame. All right, so we started filling these cavities. You can see we got our anchors in there. There's going to be the wall this way going over that corner, and then this section of the wall will be attached. You know, there will be the doorway here. Got those anchors in, and we're about ready to mix up another batch of concrete. So that was 3 bags, got us about 22 cavities filled, and we have about 20 left, so we'll just do another 3 bags. All right, so we are done all the way around. We got all of our anchor bolts in, got cleaned up. So now this will sit overnight, and then tomorrow or the next day I will start putting the pressure treated lumber down for the sill, which is right over here. Got that wood there, pressure treated 2x6s. All right guys, the concrete is dried. It's the next day. The anchors are set. Did have an issue though. As you can see, it rained last night. I've been at work all day, so I just got home right now. But you can see how some of these cavities washed out a little bit. Some of them are good still, but I mean, basically from the the rain coming down the canopy, most of this stretch here looks pretty good because it's fully covered. And then when we get over to this side's actually quite a bit worse. So I'm gonna have to wait for a dry day and fix this. I have some stuff that's made. It's just for like concrete restoration. So I will put that on here, get all these topped off and get everything leveled off nice and smooth. And then the next video I'll be installing the sill plates. All right guys, well, that is gonna wrap up this video. This is part 7. I think it's part 7. Mosquito. Part 7 of the garage shop build. Got a lot done. It doesn't seem like a lot was done, but a lot got done. And basically this section of brick all of the single course of brick is basically ready to have the framing go up. So I'm not sure if the next video will be me framing up these walls here, the front corner where the garage door is and the man door in between there, and then of course the wall next to the catchment and half of the back wall. So we'll see. I may end up just starting on these bricks and getting that going, because it's going to have to be done. So but anyway, like I said, that's going to wrap up this video. Thank you guys for watching. As always, thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Aloha.